sleeve out from the bottom of the stack. A faded cardboard cover with a massive heavy crack. I blow the dust off, watch it scatter in the light. I'm taking a trip down memory lane tonight. I drop the needle down, listen to the static hits. I'm trying to remember the details of the final kiss. I pull out the paper, prepare the midnight flight. I'm blending right with the shadows of the night. The spark illuminates the spinning black plastic disc. I'm calculating the emotional, psychological risk.
Final dust dancing in the glowing lamplight. I'm taking back the pieces of my broken heart tonight. The smoke fills the room, blurring the faded lines. I'm reading the ancient and invisible musical signs.
The warm melody hits, wrapping around my brain. I'm washing away the residue of the quiet pain. I take a slow drag, let the ash fall in the tray, pushing all the artificial daily stress away. Every single pop and crackle is a memory stored. I'm sitting on the floor, completely beautifully bored. The music is a time machine, taking me right back before we were fighting the ticking of the clock attack. I trace my finger over the faded, blurry face, wishing I could travel back to that specific place.
Vinyl dust dancing in the glowing lamplight. I'm taking back the pieces of my broken heart tonight. The smoke fills the room, blurring the faded lines. I'm reading the ancient, invisible musical signs.
Spins to the end, hits the inner groove. I'm finding my pocket, I'm finding my emotional groove. The needle clicks chemically, a lullaby for the soul. I'm taking back my energy, taking back control. I crush the cherry out, staring at the spinning deck. I'm keeping my modern oversized ego strictly in check. I lift the arm up, slide the vinyl back in the sleeve. I'm finally starting to actually genuinely believe. The smoke clears out, the nostalgia starts to fade. I'm perfectly fine with the choices that I made.
Final dust grazing at the glowing window.
Standing on the corner, under the broken light, I'm claiming the shadows of the lonely, freezing night. The neon sign from the motel is flickering red. I'm evicting the demons that are living in my head. The moths are flying circles round the glowing glass. I'm watching the empty, quiet hours slowly pass. I pull out the light and spark up the herbal cure. I'm looking for a silence that is absolutely pure. The smoke rises up, illuminated by the beam. I'm floating around in a waking, beautiful dream. Neon flickers, cast in a desperate, broken. I'm taking the complicated moments incredibly slow. The thick cloud and the light mixing in the dark. I'm leaving a quiet, invisible, emotional mark. The neighborhood is sleeping, the houses are dark. A stray dog barks in the distant empty park. I'm the only one standing on the concrete square. I'm breathing the heavy freezing winter air. I take a slow drag, watch the cherry burn bright. I'm perfectly aligned with the shadows of the night. The flickering light throws a shadow on the wall. I'm waiting for the heavy curtains to finally fall. The electric hum is a lullaby for the tired soul. I'm taking back my energy, taking back control. Neon flickers casting a desperate broken mood. I'm taking the complicated moments incredibly slow. The thick cloud and the light mixing in the dark. I'm leaving a quiet, invisible, emotional mark.
Close to the end, I'm saying goodbye to a temporary quiet friend. The final piece of ash falls onto the west street. I'm resting my tired, wandering and heavy feet.
The neon sign gives one final beautiful blink. I'm taking a moment to stand completely still and think. I step out of the circle, back into the black, knowing that I'm never ever ever turning back. The electric fades as I walk slowly away, getting myself ready for a brand new empty day. Crossing over, leaving it on the other side. Yeah, hey, driving over the metal grating of the rusty bridge. I'm standing on the very edge of an emotional ridge. The tires hum a low and rhythmic, vibrating tune. I'm howling silently at a hidden silver moon. I parked the car right in the middle of the span. I'm doing the absolute best that a solitary man can. I step out onto the walkway, look down at the deep. I'm putting my active, anxious demons to sleep. I pull out the lighter, spark up the herbal green. I'm the only actor playing in this midnight scene. Rusty bridges crossing over the dark water below. I'm taking the complicated moments beautifully slow. The smoke rises up, mixing with the river mist. I'm crossing old regrets right off the mental list. Ooh. Yeah. I lean on the freezing, peeling paint at a rail. I'm stepping right off the complicated modern trail. I see the reflection of the stars in a moving tide. I got absolutely nowhere I'm trying to go and hide. I take a slow pull, watch the cherry burn bright. I'm calling a temporary truce with the lonely night. A boat passes under, blowing a distant horn. I'm feeling incredibly, beautifully newly born. I exhale a cloud that covers up the metal beam. I'm floating around in a waking peaceful dream. Rusty bridges crossing over the dark water below. I'm taking the complicated moments beautifully slow. The smoke rises up, mixing with the river mist. I'm crossing old regrets right off the mental list. Paper burns down, getting close to my thumb. I'm letting my overthinking brain go totally numb. I drop the tiny roach right into the dark abyss. I'm saying goodbye to the final lingering kiss. I watch it fall, swallowed by the freezing black. I'm making a promise, I'm never ever turning back. I walk back to the car, open the heavy door. I'm not carrying the heavy burdens anymore. I drive off the bridge, back onto the solid ground. I'm entirely surrounded by a quiet, peaceful sound.
something not me.
Yeah, yeah. Flashing blue and red reflecting on the brick wall. I'm waiting for the heavy curtains of the night to fall. The muted sirens echo down the narrow empty lane. I'm standing in the shadows hiding from the freezing rain. I pull my jacket tight against the bitter winter chill. I'm taking a moment to stand completely beautifully still. The paper is rolled tight, waiting for the spark. I'm a solitary ghost navigating through the dark. I strike the match, protect the tiny yellow flame, realizing that the city treats everybody the same.
Dead sirens singing a lullaby for the lost. I'm calculating everything my isolation costs. The thick herbal cloud mixes with the damp air. I'm letting go of my worry, letting go of my care.
The noise fades away, leaving the heavy silence behind. I'm unlocking the cages and setting free my mind. I watch the gray clouds hit the brick and slowly spread, trying to untangle the knots in my heavy head. Every mistake I ever made is washing down a drain. I'm walking away from the digital modern pain. I take another hit, let the tension release, searching the darkness for a little bit of peace. A stray dog runs across the empty wet street. I'm resting my tired, heavy and wandering feet. Yeah.
Dead sirens singing a lullaby for the lost. I'm calculating everything my isolation costs. The thick herbal cloud mixes with the damp air. I'm letting go of my worry, letting go of my care.
The cherry burns out, leaving the alley completely black. I'm making a promise I'm never ever turning back. I drop the tiny roach right into the muddy pool. I'm breaking every single societal rigid rule. I step out of the shadows, back onto the avenue. The sky is turning to pale and melancholy blue. The sirens are gone, the city is totally at peace. I'm waiting for the heavy mental tension to release. I'm carrying a ladder and a much better load, walking right down the middle of the empty road.
Walking down the boulevard, looking at my own shoes. I got absolutely nothing in my pockets left to lose. The yellow street lights glare right off the soaking wet street. I'm walking a path to cure the psychological defeat. The puddles are glowing like portals to another dimension. I'm walking away from the daily suffocating tension. I stop under a rusty fire escape to find a dry space, a quiet little corner in the middle of the human race. I spark up the paper, cup in my hands from the cold. I'm feeling incredibly young, but spiritually old.
rain, washing the dirt away, breaking the invisible chain.
A cab drives by, splashing the image into a blur. I'm realizing things are never exactly what they were. I take a heavy drag, watch the ember glow red, evicting the demons that are living in my head. The main street is loud, tires splashing in the mud, but back here it's quiet, just the pumping of my blood. I exhale, a cloud that covers up the brick and stone. I'm perfectly comfortable standing out here alone. The glare from the ground illuminates my tired face. I'm finding my comfortable permanent hiding place.
Pavement glass shining like a mirror in the night. I'm letting go of the heavy, invisible fight. The green smoke mixes with the freezing falling rain, washing the dirt away, breaking the invisible chain.
The rain starts to slow, turn into a gentle mist. I'm crossing old regrets right off the mental list. The street lights flicker, going completely, totally dark. I'm leaving a quiet, invisible, emotional mark. I drop the filter, brush it under my heavy heel. I'm finally starting to actually, genuinely feel. I step out of the alley, back onto the avenue. The pavement glare fades into a melancholy blue. I'm carrying a lighter and a much better load, walking right